Hello, welcome to the Two Chicks Homestead Podcast. We are the Two Chicks. Yay!
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Aaron, and we talk about homesteading and living on a small piece of land.
All right, everyone, welcome to episode 23.
Yep.
We are going to talk about neighbors.
Yep. Because we only have a half an acre.
Yep.
So we're in a neighborhood.
Yep.
Like we're in town.
Yeah, the neighbors' houses are 40 feet away.
Yeah. So yeah, when they have their music going and they're having their pool parties, we hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they hear our chickens.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Yep. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
At least the chickens.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think we've talked about our one neighbor on the other side.
Yeah.
That lives on the corner lot, has the pond, has what we call the lane that goes into county.
Yeah.
And that's where we have the range, and
Yep.
we find our elderberries, and we get our mulberries, and
Yep.
Pretty much everything really fun that we
Anything
do.
that we go foraging. I mean, I found morels back there this year, which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we found morels over there for the first time.
Yeah, we usually get our puffballs back there.
Yes, that's
elderberry. You got, what was the Lily of the Valley? You
Oh,
brought
yeah.
a bunch of that up?
Yeah, we always cut that and put the food dye in the water
girls
and
love
see all the
doing that.
veins turn.
Yep. And the girls get to feed the catfish and catch catfish, which
Yeah.
our oldest actually did.
Yeah, with a net. Yes.
She caught one with a net. She was helping catch one off of a reel and pulled one in on a net.
Yeah, so we have a video of that somewhere, but
Yeah, we'll have to post that.
Yeah.
I have it. Oh, I gotta send those pictures.
yeah.
I should probably do that.
Mm-hmm.
We took pictures of all that too, and I promised I was going to send pictures to
Yeah.
the people we're hanging out with.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's true.
Whoops. I'll fix that.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He has taken us to one of his
Yeah, the
farms,
Yep.
and our oldest got to drive his truck.
Yeah,
he
through the
teaches.
woods.
Yeah, he teaches them how to drive the golf cart. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, we can go over there anytime.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we did field day.
Yeah. And, you know, we get the mulberries from over there, then we give him mulberry jam and mulberry crumble and, you know, canned venison and fried puffball. And, you know, it's just a mutual, amazing
And that's the way it should be.
relationship. Yeah.
You know, he's the guy that taught me how to hunt.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anybody around to teach me that, so I had to rely on him. Mm-hmm. And he's actually done a really good job.
Yeah. And now you get to hunt down the lane, too.
Yeah, I get to hunt back there. I got to stand down at the end. And it's about 15, 20 feet up. So, and I just take my shotgun back there or the bow, depending on what time of year it is, or the crossbow. But yeah, it's he is definitely one of the rare breed that you hear that is super awesome to have around, and a guy that you would go to bat for.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy you want in the community
But
helping out.
and I don't even know that he realizes he's in the community. Like, he wouldn't say he's a homesteader. Like, he doesn't
No.
do any of this
No.
stuff, but it's still
No.
it still works.
Right, and he's the mechanical guy. Like, he's come over here and helped us with plumbing and HVAC stuff. Like, anytime I break something, it's usually, hey, neighbor, can you come over, help me out? And it usually ends, he will not take money. Like, I've tried to pay him
Yeah.
God knows how many times.
We pay him with food.
Yeah, it's food, or a gift card to a restaurant,
Yeah.
or a 30 case of beer that gets dropped off on his porch, and he can't say anything about it.
Right.
So, and then, you know, we just help each other out.
Yep.
So, then there's the other neighbor.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who, it's funny because this neighbor we were just talking about, when we were looking at our house and we were here for the inspection, his dog came running over, and so he came over to say hi, and, you know, we're talking, and one of us asked, like, you know, how long have you lived here? And he was like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've lived here, you know, at the same times.
Yeah.
This other neighbor on the other side grew up here.
Yeah.
His wife
husband.
is
Yeah,
the
the
husband.
husband's
The wife is from the city.
Yep.
She's the one that, even though we're legally shooting down the lane,
Yep.
has called the police multiple times saying that she hears fireworks.
No, it's
Well,
I hear gunshots.
But she said fireworks the first time, and it was, I mean, some of it's just so dumb.
Yeah, it got reported that it was gunshots north of town.
Yeah.
Or south of town, sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we, when we first moved in, they had a nephew or something staying there that was the same age as our oldest, so we did talk a bit more.
Yeah.
Discovered that the nephew was not a person we wanted our kids hanging around with because all he did was, I mean, they let him play
Grand Theft Auto and watch all these movies, and she had no problem with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting over there playing Grand Theft Auto. We can see their TV from our living room if we look through our side window.
Yeah. So it kind of slowly, we stopped talking, and then he went back home or whatever the arrangement
with his mom
was, and then so we don't really chat.
Right.
So it's always interesting. They recently installed a pool, which is like right on the other side of our fence, so we get to hear the pool filter all summer long.
Yep, it's been there. So the kid got the option of either getting a play set or a pool, and they put the pool behind their garage, like 4 feet off the property line from our place.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's behind a 6-foot fence, but we still hear the pool filter.
And they built a little deck,
Yep.
so they stand up and like pretty much look into our yard.
Yep.
And they've got like 5 million daughters, so they all come over and bring their kids, and it's like music. It's yeah. Sometimes it's not fun.
Yeah, no, the kids, the girls complain, and it's like, I want to tell the girls just leave it be. We're probably doing something over here we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So let's not rock the boat.
But it's disappointing because they have this little corner of the yard that's by their fence that kind of turned into like where they can dig, and it's like do whatever you want. And we had a hammock up there for a while, and I know my oldest just wanted to like lay there and just chill out, and then they'd be having music going, and it's like, well, there's not really anything we can do about it. So
it is what it is. I'm wondering if we can hang that hammock between the playset and the tree. No, we can't. We got that
the swing
there, the horsey swing.
Yeah, I mean,
but the girls are getting almost too big for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where the hammock is not going to go bad, so it's folded up and we'll use it eventually.
Yeah, put it down by the pond.
Yeah. But just in this summer or this spring, the side yard that's in front of our shed that's near this neighbor's garage, a driveway, we hadn't really done anything with. We just kind of, would mow it and...
Yeah, we had to deal with the sewer pipe busted. It was a clay pipe and it collapsed, and we had to dig it all out and replace it with all PVC. So for a long time, it was just a mound of dirt over there because we couldn't... We were waiting for the soil to settle down before we pulled the soil off the top and went from there.
Yeah. But I think I spent most of the summer last year just digging it down and flattening it out.
Smoothing it out, spreading it out, yeah.
And it's a weird spot because when we're over there, we're in our yard, but it feels like you're, like, in their property.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's right next to their driveway. There's no fence, and they're coming and going, and it's just, like, it's awkward. It's an awkward space.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably, I think the shed's, 20 feet, 16 feet. So it's probably a 25 or 30 foot wide section from our house over to their driveway. Yeah. And that's, it comes out about 40 or 50 feet.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice sized space.
Yeah.
But it's still not a place that we hang out.
Right. Yeah.
But we decided that we wanted to plant clover and a whole bunch of stuff for the rabbits.
Right.
And we fenced it off so it didn't look like we just didn't want to mow anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well grown above the little fence, but it's there.
It looks like we have a plan.
Yeah.
even though we don't really know what that plan is. But it looks like we're trying.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole part of the story is after Friday, I don't know what the heck we're going to do over there, because, yeah.
So, they, as Brian from Lots Project said, they have a golf course
Yes.
yard.
Yes. So they've removed all the trees.
Yes, they don't have any trees.
Mm-hmm.
When we moved in here, it was in November. I
Yeah.
remember raking in our yard, and Mr. Neighbor said, "I hate trees, don't you?" And it was like, nice to meet you. No, I don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, their yard is pristine and perfect.
Yep. So the only tree that is standing that is on their property is where the girls are digging.
Yes,
It's the white mulberry tree that's in our backyard.
But the way it is, they had to pick a side for the fence, and they couldn't go into our property.
Right.
So they had to go around that tree. So technically that tree is in their property, but it's on our side of the fence.
It's right on, like, I would say we might have owned like an inch or two of that tree.
Yeah.
So, and he asked us if he could cut it down, and I told him no. The girls are back there.
Yeah.
That's their play spot. It's just leave it up.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of shade back there.
Yeah, and they were like, but the mulberries are going to fall in the pool. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, put the pool somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Or clean out the pool.
Yeah.
So far that has stayed. Now, one day he got up on a ladder, leaned the ladder up against the tree, and took a pole saw and sheared the entire side of the tree off so things wouldn't fall in the pool.
Yeah, once, which it is
Yes.
now grown back.
Yes. So I'm sure he'll be out there again sometime soon.
Well, he'll just probably spray it like he sprayed the other tree.
Yeah. So, yeah, he round up the one of the soft maples that we get sap out of.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an issue.
Yeah.
But let's get a little further into what happened Friday.
Yeah, so they use True Green, which I've seen here many times.
Yeah.
And I never really paid much attention because we never really did anything up here in the front yard. So I'm just watching. I'm in the kitchen. My kitchen windows look right out onto this patch of land. And I see the True Green guy walking along their driveway, misting like their flowers all along, going right into where we created this rabbit fodder garden, if you will. And I go running out there, screaming and yelling because this guy can't hear me. Finally, he looks over and kind of turns the machine off, and I'm like, I don't want you spraying my yard. I use this, for animals. Well, this is what I'm supposed to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it. I'm like, well, I don't want you spraying it. He's like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And walks away. And it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty much an F off.
Yes. Yeah.
Response.
Yeah. So I come in, text you.
Right.
Like, here's what happened. And then you called.
Yep, I called and I spent probably half hour, 45 minutes on hold. I actually had to call them 3 times. First time I got disconnected. Second time I got to the person, explained the issue, and she gave me the number to the local office. So I got the number to the local office, and I called that, and well, guess what? It forwarded back to the 800 number.
Well, that's weird.
So no matter what I could do, I couldn't get to this local office. So this local office is approximately an hour away from here. It's down in Plainfield. So I work in the northwest suburbs, and it's approximately a 45-mile drive for me from, my work to home every day. It's anywhere from 40 minutes to, hour and 10 traffic depending. So I got in the truck, I didn't get a response from True Green, so I jumped in the car today. I was going to give them 2 days and figured, you know what? I have the address and I'm going to go down there. and I'm going to go have a conversation with somebody. So I drove an hour down to the south suburbs, south of Bolingbrook, into Plainfield. Had probably a 15-minute discussion with the general manager, and I am pretty sure something is going to happen. I don't want anybody fired. I just want them to realize that if somebody says stop, you need to ask why. And if they tell you you don't want stuff sprayed, well, then you need to tell us what you're spraying. Because we don't know. It could be something for insects, or it could be something for broadleaf weeds. Well, usually the broadleaf leaves your grass, and it kills clover. Well, we spent $100 putting clover, red clover, wheat, turnips, and a whole bunch of other stuff over there.
The comfrey's
over there. The comfrey's over there. I mean, that's... If that kills that, then we're out a lot of money. You know, $100 on seeds, plus whatever you spent with Brian, is not a cheap date.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of wasted money. That's a lot of bags of feed. It's 10 bags of feed.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I can make that work over there, so be it. I mean, if it's... He was very understanding why I was upset. I explained the situation, showed him some photos. You had gotten the truck number to verify, and I showed him the photo of the truck sitting out front and said, you know, this is you guys. Here's the truck number, and something needs to be done. You know, be it a discussion with the employee, or if things end up dying, I want some money out of it.
Yeah, and it was... The first main thing was that he just blew me off.
Right.
And he had a job to do, and it didn't matter.
Right.
He never said, "Oh, this is, this is this. This is what it does." I'm sorry, but it was like a huge cloud,
right,
of like whatever was coming out of this machine.
Right. I mean, it's from the way we were talking. The general manager that I talked to seems to think it could be mosquito spray, which is not the end of the world.
Yeah, they do that in town.
Right, which I'm fine with. But if it's a broadleaf or something like that, then there's a problem, because that's going to kill all the red clover we just put in there.
Yeah. So
there needs to be discussions with people. And being they didn't have a discussion with us, or we didn't have a discussion with the neighbors saying we're planning on doing this, it could go either way.
Yeah.
So
we shouldn't have to say, hey, we're planting something in our yard, we'd like it to not die. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I'm also looking at it on two sides.
I know.
So, you know, it's not necessarily a 50-50, but it's, you know, more like a, say, 75-25 on their side.
I guess. But
but it's, regardless, this guy, there's no other way to put it, he's an asshole. There's no customer service skills. There's no people skills.
Yeah, and this
nothing.
isn't really an issue we have with the neighbors. I'm sure the neighbors did not tell him, hey, kill this weed garden that my neighbors have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not even involving the neighbors. We're not knocking on their door and telling them they're a bunch of jerks.
No, because it's easier to go to the, you know, the person above and say, hey, I don't care what they do. Just call me and give me a heads up you guys are coming.
Yeah.
Put it on the account. Here's my number.
Yeah, so I can go over and tarp it or something.
We can tarp it. We got 20-foot long tarps.
Yeah.
We can tarp it for a couple of hours. It's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
Just give us a heads up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that hard to ask. And if it continues to happen, I mean, you're pretty certain, because he usually parks out by the mailbox. We got a huge dead spot out by the mailbox.
Yeah, he didn't this time, but
Right.
I know I've seen him out there before.
Right, and that's usually the Isuzu. So he came in a dually pickup
Yeah.
this time, but it's usually the Isuzu I've seen out there.
Yeah. And I don't know if something spilled, but it's
Yeah.
right where the end of the bed or the trunk would be.
Right.
But it's like, I don't stand there and watch. Like,
Right.
it's not,
Right.
I notice it and
Yeah.
go about my business. But then I notice the dead spot and it's like, huh.
Yeah, because I mean the dead spot doesn't happen for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, I wonder if it's that.
Yeah, and I mean there's a lot of people running over our yard and stuff, and we're losing a lot of grass out front.
But it's in a pretty...
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah.
That's pretty brown, pretty new.
Yeah.
It's not like out by that manhole cover where the bucket truck blew the hose line.
Right. Yeah.
So that was a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's where we're at right now, and we're hoping that it's okay. We haven't used any of it now to feed the rabbits
No.
because
Yeah, it's been Friday. We're keeping an eye on it every day. A lot of the grass has gone to seed over there,
yeah.
which is nice because we could use a little bit more.
Hmm.
All the comfrey's up except for one.
There's one or two. One I noticed something had dug it out,
Right.
and there's one that's just not growing. But out of
14
yeah,
that you
something
got out
like
of the box?
that. Yeah.
I think everything is up except for 2.
Yeah, I mean the few or the 3 that I put in the back by the garden,
Mm-hmm.
one of them now has flowers,
Yeah.
so that's kind of cool.
And you even transferred those.
Yeah, I moved those once
Yeah.
after I planted them initially. I moved them into the new garden area,
Right.
so I never even knew comfrey flower. I never even thought about it.
I didn't either.
But that's like the only one, so I don't know
Right.
if there's like male and female. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
This is
but-
all new still.
We are we're trying to stay ahead of it. If we do have an issue with the comfrey, we went ahead and ordered some more from Brian.
Yeah, because their house is for sale.
Yeah.
So once they're done, they're done.
Yeah.
Until they start up somewhere else.
Right. I mean that could be 6 months, could be
Yeah.
a year, it could be never.
So yeah, I mean I figured I wasn't gonna regret having more. I was gonna regret not ordering more.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I mean if we lost that entire side of the yard,
Yeah.
then I hate to say it, we're up Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Because we only got 2 or 3 plants out back.
Right.
And that would take a very long time to propagate.
Yeah. So we did go ahead and order more. They'll be here this week.
Yep.
Um,
You got the crown box, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which is what these were.
I didn't think those were the crown
no.
box. Those are the root cuttings.
I did get root cuttings.
So you're getting the upgraded
More.
box.
No, I'm getting more root cuttings.
I think you're getting the crown box.
Am I?
That's
I
what
don't
I thought that's what he said.
I don't know.
I think he gave you a couple bucks off, but it was still more than the original box.
Yeah, I thought he was putting it in a bigger box. But
Either way.
whatever.
Yeah. It's not going to be ready this year.
No, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to do
Right.
it this year. But all around our patio, there was a little garden,
Mhm.
and I put it all. When my brother moved here, their house was originally a daylily farm,
Yeah.
and the place sold
Mm-hmm.
daylilies. So when we moved in, they were still getting rid of them because they wanted vegetable
Mm-hmm.
gardens. And so we got a bunch of those and we put them all around our patio. Well, now they're like ginormous.
Huge. Yeah.
And it's almost like you have to squeak past them because
Yeah.
the table is too big for our
Mhm.
patio,
Yeah.
and it's you keep getting tickled by all the leaves. So I dug all those up today and put them along the fence, and I'll get that all cleaned up, and that's where a lot of the comfrey will go. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe we'll sell some.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, it's always a possibility. We just got to keep it, alive and moving. Maybe we could turn them into some crowns or something.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Kind of go from there and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a nice little project. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming,
Yeah.
and that's going to be a lot of comfrey on this property.
Yes, a lot.
To go from, because we're going to end up with what?
A lot,
12 plants is what we have out there right now.
approximately.
maybe 10 total because the 2 didn't pop up.
Yeah.
Because I think he gave us a little bit extra with the first box.
It was crowns.
Okay. So those are going to pop up real quick.
Yeah. Which these were like
Yeah.
super fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think all these cuttings were up within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
A month, 6 weeks. Yeah. It was quick, and it's nice to see them all. I mean, you walk up and they're right there.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Me too. I think it's going to be a fun little project for you. It's going to be something nice to have on the homestead.
Yeah.
You know, we can turn it into whatever we want to turn it into.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of stuff you can use it for.
Right. So, you know, salves, sell it, whatever we want to do.
Yeah. So that's really that's what's going on this week.
Yep, that's this week. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm glad the discussion is over with True Green.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear back because I actually talked to the general manager down there. I took a 2-hour round trip down to True Green to go talk to somebody. So I should hear something tomorrow or the next day, and we will update you guys next week.
Yeah.
So
we do have the chicken processing class coming up.
Yep.
We do have a couple spots left. If you're interested, send us an email, info@twochickshomestead.com.
Yep.
It's $75. You get lunch.
Yep.
Get to take home a chicken.
Yep. And I promise it won't be chicken for lunch.
Yeah, we're not serving chicken for lunch.
I can't guarantee it's not going to be rabbit, but it might be something.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be rabbit.
Yeah, I don't think we have any in the freezer. We got 6 out there waiting.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we had to call one
Yes.
due to a really bad set of teeth that I had completely missed.
We didn't miss it, but I don't think we realized that it wasn't going to be able to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them was growing real crooked, and I just kind of let it go, thinking it'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
we
the
never had one like that before,
Yeah.
so
So,
that's all right. I mean,
yeah, it happens.
yeah. We still have some pretty ones out there.
Yep, and we're gonna hopefully hold a couple back. I worked on the shed this weekend. I got all the outlets in, the circuit breaker wired up, the switch outlet wired up, and I got the GFCI outlet on the outside, so we can finally have some power in the back of the house.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
We'll have overhead lights in there, small fan, water heater, and our water system that we have. We'll see how that works out and kind of go from there.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to have that project done within the next week or two. So now I got to trench and get it into the house with the power, and then get that all hooked up. And then I got to put that EMP shield in too.
Yeah.
Since I'm going into the box to put another breaker in, I might as well get in the box and put that EMP shield in.
Yeah.
So.
Then we'll be ready.
Yeah, we'll be ready for the apocalypse.
Yeah. Isn't that already happening?
Yeah, it kind of is, maybe. Small scale. It's the soft apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lights are still on.
The trial.
The lights are still on. So, but I think that's pretty much about it.
That's it.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
All right, see you on the homestead where something is always growing, eating, or cooking.